welcome and or welcome back to my channel. So we are continuing today with Do You Need to Learn How to Do Your Makeup? But today we are focusing on contour and bronzer. If you want to know the difference, if you want to know which one you should use in which scenario, let's go. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone through a majority of my face. I'm at the point where I put on my setting powder to set my concealer. So first up is figuring like, do you need to contour and bronze? Do you do one or the other? You don't have to. You know, if you're doing more of a full face, you're gonna do both. But also like you need to consider, well, when you do your makeup, you have to do it for your face, right? So what does your face look like? That's why like sometimes people contour or bronze and like their entire forehead is just orange and it's just a lot of product up there. It's like you didn't need that because you already don't have a forehead. It just makes it look even smaller when it's a whole bunch of product up there and you don't have a 5 head, right? Like how many, is it 4? Is it 5? No shade. You know, if you already have a chiseled face, yes, of course you can chisel even more, but you probably don't have to do the most with contour. So this is a contour stick from NYX. Never mind, won't be using that. I was about to say the product keeps falling out on the inside, but before it's falling out like in the bathroom sink, I can pick that up. It just fell on the floor. I don't have time to sanitize, anything like that. So hold on, please. This is a contour stick from LYS. As you open it, you see that is more of a cool undertone. You will see some contours that might even look like they're a little bit more grayish in undertone because they are typically meant to have a cool undertone on the face, because that is what you're going to use to contour your face and bring some dimension back in there. So again, you know, if you want like really chiseled, like I caught that. What was I even saying? So your face can tend to be a little more flat once you put on foundation, and especially like considering the concealer shade that you use, if it is more of a like conceal shade, not a highlight shade, your face can look pretty matte. I mean, pretty flat after you finish with foundation and concealer. And contour is where you're gonna go in and bring some dimension back into your face. And well, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but you can really do some things with contour, right? I'm talking like if you want really chiseled, you can do that. If you want something pretty simple, you can do that. And again, like I said, it is going to usually be more of a cool undertone in that one. So I'm going to go ahead, and it's usually right there. Oh, that was more than I was intending to use. And then I'm going to brush that out and I actually brush that more so up because you don't want to drag your contour down, right? Again, you want like chiseled. You see how it just kind of follows that? Yeah, I definitely put a little too much on today, but it'll work itself out. Ooh. Put a lot of too much on today. Well, you know, I guess be a little bit more extra today since it's more of like a demonstration type thing. But again, you see how like you're creating that dimension on that side of my face compared to that side of my face? You see how like it's flat, nothing there? And that's why I was telling y'all when I was wearing wigs that I wasn't really like contouring or bronzing my forehead because I already cut some of my forehead off with the wigs, right? Like my hairline starts back here, but like with wigs, I was starting them like here. So I already did some of the work for myself. Then there's bronzer. Bronzer is going to warm up your face. But actually you don't really see it too much nowadays, but like think old school YouTube when people used to do, you know, bronze makeup, sun-kissed makeup, glowing type makeup. You were gonna see more emphasis on bronzer in those videos because it is going to bring more warmth into your face. You see the difference between the undertone in a bronzer versus the undertone in the contour. Contour was more of a cool undertone. This has more of a warm undertone. And that's why when you do see someone whose face is really bronzed, sometimes it'd be looking real orange because it already is supposed to have a warm undertone. You can get very quickly there when it comes to having something that is an orangey undertone, and then it just starts looking like muddy on the face, especially again, depending on like how you brush the bronzer on your face. You start brushing down, stuff like that. That's when you start seeing the bronzer that's like, So I just, so you just, you know, blend everything upwards. And, you know, if you do a little too much with contour, that's going to help as well. But sometimes I'll do bronzer, I won't do contour. Just if I want more of a soft makeup that day or less makeup that day. Again, contour, bronzer is what I'm doing if I'm doing like a full face of makeup, especially if you're doing like full coverage type thing. But again, if you're going for like just summer, sun-kissed, glowing type skin, you could probably skip the contour and go straight to bronzer. And both bronzer and contour, I do in like a 3 type motion, right to 3. And it's like, you're not putting the bronzer directly on the contour, right? Because my contour is kind of like here-ish. The bronzer is a little more here-ish. Because you see how you can kind of still see both, but I am also helping to blend in the contour a little bit more. Because then blush is gonna go like here-ish. Again, not really about blush, but just so you can see like the layering and the placement. I'm gonna use this Laura powder blush. And she is also going to like help blend in concealer with this because the concealer is much lighter than the 2 products we just put on. But kind of like that ball of where your cheek is. Now, you know, I have seen it more common nowadays that like the girlies are literally taking blush like all the way into, I'm not there yet, but you know, we'll start here. All right, y'all, so that is it for my face. I hope this has helped if any of you needed any help on contouring and bronzing. I know some people were leaving comments about color correcting. I don't have, you know, the most hyperpigmentation, so I can't show you like where it goes and stuff like that, but I'm not sure if you're gonna see the biggest difference, but I have noticed it's been looking a little darker around my mouth. So that will definitely be up next. But if there's anything else you would like a video on specifically, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.